The Concordia Bulldogs, coming off a share of the GPAC championship, bring back two of the top players in the country in Noah Shutt and Tristan Smith, and they are looking for a run to Kansas City. We're going to talk Bulldog basketball. We got Ben Limback. Cascade Hoops Talk starts right now. Today we have Ben Limback. He's the head men's basketball coach, Concordia Bulldogs, in the GPAC there. One of the nicest coaches in the country. He's been a great friend of the show. Concordia, they had really a fantastic season last year. They made it to the round of 32 at Noah Shutt and Tristan Smith, two of the more athletic guys in the NAI. They're both prototype NAI guys, 6'4", 6'5", can penetrate, rebound, play tough. They got some sharpshooters like Bradley Bennett. The dude could fill it up. Concordia is going to be tough, but they're in that GPAC, so anything can happen. Let's talk Bulldog basketball with Ben Limback. Cascade Hoops Talk, Billy D. Hey, I got Ben Limback on the phone. He's the head men's basketball coach. That was really good, huh, Coach? You hear that?
I love it.
Yeah, anyway, Ben Limback, he's the head coach at Concordia Bulldogs. Thanks for being on, Coach.
You bet. No, always a pleasure. Appreciate what you do, and always love talking to you.
You know, let's just start with this. If I'm correct, you're going into your 13th season. Does that sound right? I think you're 13th.
I think it's close. Yeah, that's not it. Yeah.
And you've been pretty successful there. First year, I think you only won 13 games, but you've averaged about 20 wins a season over that time. The program's been successful. Some GPAC titles. Trip to Kansas City a couple years ago. In your words, what is Concordia Bulldog basketball?
Well, I think first of all, we're blessed with just amazing players and coaches throughout our time, and that's kind of where it starts. I know everybody talks about that, but that that's not just a cliche. If you don't have amazing young men in your program, and it's more for us than just basketball talent. It's guys that buy in and to the team, and just that's a big part of it. And certainly the assistant coaches. Right now I got amazing staff, Coach Tegmeyer and our new GA, Coach Baker, and I think if you have that and the right guys on the bus, then you can do some special things. And I think it's just one of those opportunities that you just try to figure out each year what the team wants to accomplish and how much sacrifice they're willing to put in. And certainly the last number of years we've had our share of success on the court, but I think I'm more proud of the success off the court too. Just the young men turn into these husbands and amazing fathers, and that's always special to see too. But yeah, no, you brought up that first year, and that there was a lot of learning lessons there too, and even that year is special in its own right. So, but yeah, no, it's been a fun ride, and now we're just trying to take this year and see what else we can do this year. You
mentioned about the young men. Your program last season, 11 Daktronic scholar athletes off your team, and that included, Noah Shutt and Tristan Smith, are the heart and soul of your team. So it's not like the three bench guys to bring up the GPA. 11 Daktronic scholar athletes. That's very important to you. Talk about what that means, not only for your program, but for those young men.
Yeah, no, they're leaders in a lot of different ways, and I'm really proud of that part of it. I was just talking to a recruit yesterday about just the tradition, not only in our program, but Concordia, Nebraska leads the nation all time in scholar athletes at the NAI level, and so it starts with amazing young men again that value education and value their classroom work, and then you just sit back and you see what kind of professions and careers they go into. And we've had a wide variety of guys when they leave here go from grad school to get their doctorates in whatever fields, PT or being lawyers or vet school, and then we had one young man, Gage Smith, pursued slam ball, and he had a fun career in that.
Mhm.
And so I think that's the really the joy is seeing the end result. And certainly when your top players on the court are also doing that in the classroom, it's a lot easier to buy in as a young freshman to see the role models that are on the team and how they value more than just the game of basketball. So it's been something that we definitely value here at Concordia, and we just want to be a big part of that as a basketball program.
It means so much to those young people, all the NAI athletes, to get this opportunity for the education. I was actually at a big OHSU, which is a big clinic out here, and I had my Cascade Hoops hat on. He was what that so I cover NAI basketball. And he said, "Oh, we hire a lot of NAI guys who are people who are student athletes because they're very disciplined, they have good educations, and they know how to work." And that kind of took me back, because you always think that, but to hear that just randomly, so yeah, we look for those people.
No, that's a great point. I think they just understand the teamwork, the competition, getting better each day, the delayed gratification. We don't deal with as much NIL stuff at our level, and I think so guys play for the right reasons, and just the using basketball to advance your life and your career, not being used by basketball where you just kind of play and then you don't do anything else. And so I think you're right on. I think it's a special opportunity. The NAI really has done a great job with the Champions of Character and other things to really differentiate the true meaning of why we have this game of basketball.
No, I agree. Before we talk about this season's version of the Concordia Bulldogs, we got to go back to the end of last season, that GPAC race. So you're coming down, you got two GPAC conference games left. You're in a tough spot. You got Hastings coming to town, and then you got Midland coming to town. You have a knockdown, drag out overtime with Hastings. Everybody remembers that game. You were down 3 with like 3.5 seconds to go or something.
Yep.
I think they fouled Noah Shutt. He made one and then purposely missed one. And then Tristan Smith gets fouled in the melee for the ball. And then you end up pushing that game to overtime and you win that. And then 2 days later, you had to go to overtime with Midland. And then Noah Shutt had that historic game where he scored 34 points, 10 rebounds. I think he went 13 for 15 from the line or something. Yeah. Just an ending to a GPAC season that nobody will ever forget, and you end up getting a GPAC title out of it. Talk about that. It was an amazing run. I think that Hastings games was big in a lot of levels, and they were having an incredible year, and it was a must-win game for us to even contend for the league title, and one of those endings that you practice occasionally, for the chance that you might be in that situation where you have to miss a free throw and then get the rebound somehow, and statistically it rarely happens, and just blessed to not only see that happen, but have it on a night where you had to win to stay in the league hunt. And then you go into a conference senior day and the emotions with that, with Midland, and they had a great game and another overtime game. And you talked about Noah, just a special young man there. But yeah, those are the things that you enjoy those moments, and certainly to share in the league title with some other great teams last year. I think what a fun way to end the regular season with those two overtime games that week. And then you went down to Salina in the first couple of rounds of the NAI tournament. You beat IU Northwest in a close game, and then LSU Shreveport, a very good team, a momentum team, got a fast start on you, and they are really hard to slow down once they get going. But it was a very good season. You made that, the round of 32, one of the 32 best teams in the country. That's a very good season.
Yeah, no, we knew going in. I know they do the rankings and the ratings and seeding for the national tournament. And, you get there and you every team's good. Every team's got guys that are hard to guard and hard matchups, well-coached basketball teams. And certainly, the two we faced down in Salina, Kansas, last year were no different. And you squeak out a win against a good Northwest team, and then you're watching Shreveport play the host school in that next game, and they're not whatever seed they were. I don't know if it was 12 or whatever they were. That doesn't do them justice, and they just got hot and unbelievable ending to their game in front of a ruckus crowd, and they just carried that momentum against us, and just had an amazing first half, especially, and something that you learn a lot from, and I know the guys in the game, we were very young, and a great learning lesson too from that whole experience. So yeah, no, the round of 32, certainly it's a fun. You never want to lose your last game, but I think just the experience again to play against some high level competition hopefully prepares us for another good run this year, we hope.
And I apologize to everybody in Kansas. I always thought it was pronounced Salina. It's Salina.
Oh, I thought it was Salina, but
well, maybe we both have to. Maybe we both. Maybe we both have to apologize. Well,
yeah, no matter what, it's a nice town, and it's a great. They had a lot of hospitality at that site, so I hope they get a chance to host again.
You're getting ready for the 24-25 season. You're just not very long from being able to practice here. You've got a load coming back. You've got almost everybody coming back. Just talk about your feeling of the team. I want to talk about some of these guys individually, but just talk about your feeling coming into this season.
Well, I don't think, to have the situation we have, we have pretty much everybody back from last year's team, with the exception, Joe Baker, he was a senior last year, and statistically he might not have, had a lot of the stuff that you look at, but amazing leader. And even he's back in our program as a graduate assistant coach. And so, even losing him, and then we had another amazing senior off the bench, that Trey Sheaf. But other than that, the biggest recruit we probably had of the year, Noah Shutt, decided to come back for his 5th year. And you talk about a basketball junkie. He loves the game, and I think just loves the team and being around it. So, he decided to spend his 5th year again and play another year. And so, yeah, it's kind of a weird feeling as a coach. Usually you have to, figure out different lineups and new guys and what they're, all of the things. But this year's team is pretty much all back, and certainly a lot of excitement and anticipation with that. I think this team is hungry to prove that nothing's given to us and we have to earn everything. And certainly it should be a fun year. But yeah, I'm excited to work with the guys that are returning for sure.
When you look at the top of your stat sheet, obviously Noah Shutt, Tristan Smith are up there. I want to ask you first about Noah Shutt. You go over to Laurel, Kansas a few years ago and you recruit this guy. You knew he was a basketball player, but dude, you have any clue he was going to turn out this good?
Well, you always hope so, Billy. I feel like, he had a lot of talent and a lot of stuff, and just a great young man, personality and character wise. And, and you always dream of each guy as a coach reaching a potential that you want him to get to. But I think he just every year adds something to his game, adds something to a different level. He's been a marked man now for 3 years or 2 years and going into his 3rd year. And I think, he just wants to win. And I think, he won a state title, in Nebraska, state title. And then you just see him doing that with our team, and he'll make the plays when he needs to. He'll set the screens when he needs to. He'll get a rebound when he just does the things, but certainly, a guy we've counted on the last few years to do some big things. And I'm excited to see what he's got in store for this year and how he's going to help lead our team again to new heights, hopefully.
He's relentless. He's strong as a bull. He's only 6'4", but he pulls, what he had 10 rebounds a game last year?
Right around double digits.
But he's just relentless. And he's a 55% shooter from the floor. And then Tristan Smith, he had 18 points a game. He shot, 60% from the field. How does he shoot such a high shooting percentage? He's only 6'5".
Yeah, no, he gets up to a lot higher than that when he jumps. Is the thing that I know I didn't have, he's blessed with a lot of athleticism, and so he plays a lot bigger than his height He's added a lot of strength. I think he actually is underrated in terms of what he does for our team and our program. I think clearly Noah has a lot of statistics and a lot of stuff he's done, but I think Tristan certainly is overcome a lot of adversity, injury his sophomore year. He looks incredible right now, just in terms of his physique and you talk about a leader. You talk about a young man that just a competitor and daily does the little things that really shows, and to have your top two players statistically also be some of your hardest workers and best guys in the gym all the time. I mean, it really sets the tone for a team that this is what's expected here. And so yeah, I couldn't be prouder of his career thus far, and I'm really pumped for his true senior year this year, and what's in store for him and how he leads our team.
Last season, I was talking to Brevin Slope, and he told me Tristan Smith was one of the most athletic players he ever watched.
Yeah, he's got the strength and the explosiveness and yeah, something that just again, it's the wow moments, but I think there's just a lot of other stuff to him that I know, and he's worked hard on that athleticism. So yeah, we're praying for a healthy year for him and obviously the whole team. But I think I'm excited to see again how he ends his career here at Concordia.
And you have another senior, Bradley Bennett, who when those other two guys get things tied up inside, he's a real sharpshooter from the three land. I bet you're looking forward to Bennett's senior season as well.
Yeah, no, he's again another guy that he's had some big games for us. He's a pre-med student and one of those guys that can shoot the lights out. So to combine him, and he had a great year last year, all conference selection. Again, he's a guy that can score 20 on any given night, but I think that will be the challenge for this team. We have a lot of sophomores this year, freshmen that played last year. We have a hungry recruiting class coming in, and a lot of guys that on the JV even too. That I think I'm excited. I mean, everybody talks about the Tristan Smiths and the Noah Schutz for sure, but there's a lot of guys that contribute things that we've challenged to not settle into the same role they had last year, but really to push the level of the team to different heights and really continue to grow. And so I think that's what I feel right now, the intensity in our weight room workouts and some of that stuff that you really want. And certainly Brad Bennett's another guy that is ready for another great senior year, Ken.
You mentioned last year's freshmen, this year obviously sophomores, Stevie, and I was just looking at him here, Stevie and Kissinger. Kissinger had some big games down the stretch.
Yep.
And Lucas Helms. They all were serious contributors in everybody thinks about you guys as kind of an old team, right? Because you had guys around so long, but those freshmen were serious contributors last season. You got to feel good about the future of Bulldog basketball with these guys right behind your seniors.
Yeah, no, we feel like there's some good stuff within our program. I think Coach Tegmeyer, he's done a great job. He kind of helps a lot with the recruiting stuff too, and we take pride. We don't do a lot of transfer stuff right now, and I think building it with some young men early in the development is important to us. And I think last year we had a number of freshmen that got some valuable minutes, and you named some of the guys that got some starting opportunities, Jackson Stuvey and Lucas Helms, and certainly Kissinger and Hayden Frank and some of these guys that really had some valuable minutes now are going to be sophomores, but you want them to continue to grow and again I'm excited for the depth this year and seeing what our practices will look like here coming up in a week or two. So but yeah, we could name a lot of names, and I know that's always the challenge. But we have a lot of hungry guys right now that I think should help hopefully push and compete in our league.
Coach, I want to talk about your schedule. You're hosting a couple of very good D3s. Nebraska Wesleyan and Central College are coming down. You're going to have a tournament. It looks like a little tournament with them with Hastings. That should be a pretty good challenge, and then. You're going to take on Bethel, Kansas. They're going to come up to town. That program has been, over the last few years, pretty strong. And then you just jump right in. You got Morningside coming to town, and that always
Hmm.
means a battle. That's
Yeah.
not much. You guys do this every year. That's not much runway into the start of the GPAC.
No, I think our goal is to kind of challenge these guys. I think Nebraska Wesleyan, even the start. I mean, they've been a rival for years. 80s, 90s. I mean, and it's fun to see kind of a rematch. They are out of our league now, and had a great run Division III last year. I think to the Sweet 16 at least, and I think just starting out with that, and obviously Bethel's had a lot of tradition recently too, and I think that's our hope is to really get going with some competitive games, and you hope it prepares you for the early battle, and obviously you start right out with the conference opponent Morningside, but there's a lot of depth in our league again this year. I think every league talks about how strong it is, but I think that this year will be no different for the GPAC, and certainly we are excited, and we want to play a competitive schedule, and try to get as many teams that we feel like will help us and push us to hopefully a national tournament level when it's all said and done.
The league's going to look a little bit different this season. You got Waldorf joining the
Hmm.
league. They're in Forest City. How far is that from Sioux City?
From Sioux City, I'm not sure. I think it's about 2 hours from Sioux
Okay.
City. From here, it's about five and a half, I think. So,
Will that be one of your
it's still
longest?
a drive. Yeah, that will be the longest. Not quite as far as Jamestown, the trek up there, but
Right.
there's a lot of memories up at that place up at Jamestown, and but I will not miss that drive. I know
Yeah, that's
that,
a long
but
drive.
I definitely the battles over the years with that great program, and now we had a Waldorf team that I think coming from the North Star to the GPAC, and but yeah, that's not a short drive either.
And then things are going to look different over at the Corn Palace. Matt Wilbur has a great opportunity. He
Yep.
took that, and then you got Matt Williamson
Hmm.
over there. So the league will look a little bit different. But I was teasing Coach Miller. I don't even know how you got to play the season. Just say you're all 15-5 and flip a coin. What is it? Why,
Yeah.
why does that happens in the GPAC every season?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's rare that teams go through and maybe have one loss or go undefeated. I think there's just so much obviously the well coached teams throughout our league, and you had last year the top team and at the time goes to I think the bottom place team in our league, and they end up losing, and just kind of shuffles things again, and so you just you never know, and I think that's kind of what we tell our team is you just kind of the teams that end up winning the regular season are the normally the teams that are the most consistent and the toughest throughout the year, and how you handle the adversity of a loss, and but it's a battle, and certainly you try to win as many home games and steal a couple road games when you can against those top teams, but we'll see. We just hope that we're one of those top teams in the mix, and competing at the end, and get out of there as healthy as you can.
And just before Christmas, you're going to take a bit of a fun trip for the guys because the weather. You're going to go out. No easy task. You're going to take on Arizona Christian, but it'll be warm. Arizona Christian is an absolute powerhouse down there in the desert. And
Yep.
then Embry Riddle, who's improved every year. They're now, I think they're now part of the GSAC.
Hmm.
So you're going to play a couple games out there. That's going to be a good trip for your guys, though, isn't it? You'll be able to really test where you're at.
Yeah, I think that was important to us. I think Arizona Christian especially has had a lot of tradition, you hope the Phoenix weather is a lot different than the here in Nebraska, so that's part of the reason you schedule them. But I think to go outside our region, play some of the top teams, and see where we're at, and it gives you a sense of the national tournament too. Hopefully that you get to experience some of those top teams, and but yeah, we're looking forward to that. Not only the competition, but ideally the team bonding and the weather that often accompanies these trips. And I think it should be really two good games that we hope to see where we're at after a break in the conference schedule.
I questioned myself about Embry, but yeah, I just pulled up their website. They're in the GSAC now. I thought they,
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep.
yeah. So that's gonna be a good trip. And then you're going to play, you have coming to town right after Christmas, Mid-American Nazarene. I think that should be a really interesting matchup. I have a lot of respect for that program, and so you took no gimmies in this non-conference. Looks like you
Right.
scheduled pretty tough.
Yeah, I think, on paper, I think that was kind of our goal. We wanted to kind of, again, get us ready, hopefully for a good run at the end if you're in that position.
That's right.
And I think the only way you prepare a team, I mean, is to really test the against top teams, and I think all those teams you mentioned, I mean, they're well coached, and they've had success at the national tournament and their leagues over the years, and I think we're fortunate to have them coming here, and they're another team that you hope at the end can look back and say, man, we played a pretty tough schedule, and one of those moments where you prepare your team. So yeah, no rest for the weary there. I think we'll have a couple days for Christmas, but then try to get ready for another ending to the league, and I think a great way to do that is a Mid-American Nazarene.
Coach, I've said it several times, but I think the toughest team to prepare is a team that's expected to win.
Yeah.
How do you do when the guys are coming back on campus, getting ready to start practice? How do you get their focus? How do you get them to come in hungry?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think that was the elephant in the room when we talked to our leadership heading into this year is not going to sneak up on anybody. I don't think this year, and I think
no, I don't think you will.
Just assuming that everybody is coming back and that you can just run it back is a recipe for failure. And so, each year is a challenge, and certainly, the mindset and how you approach the practices and the workouts that lead up to it. I think all of us talk about the daily process, but that's so true, that the teams that are focused on each day and what you're trying to accomplish during the process are way more important than the goals at this moment. So I think, trying to keep them focused each day and not getting too far ahead. And that's been something we've been preaching quite a bit to our seniors. And I think the team understands that so far. But we'll see. Once we start practice, I hope the guys are ready, and I have no doubt that they will be.
Coach, before I let you go, talk about the support you get there in Seward, what the school means to the community, and what the community has meant to Bulldog athletics.
Yeah, no, that's a special part of being here in Seward. It's a wonderful place to raise a family. The big part of the draw, I think, here and close to Lincoln. But the community has been unbelievable. I mean, there's already a lot of people asking about who our team is and what we have new recruits, and there's a lot of fanatics. I mean, there's one thing to come and just watch a game, but there's fanatics that know the team in and out, and I think that makes it special. We play this game. I feel like God bless you, with this team, this talent, but to share it with other people and to be on a stage where you try to represent your university and in a positive way. And I think it's fun when the community buys into that. And so we take a lot of pride in that. And certainly we value the Seward connection here and look forward to sharing another season with the Bulldog Nation.
Yeah, I think the community means so much. It was really so evident at the end of that GPAC run last season. I think you were piling 1,600 people in there those last couple of games.
It was a good environment. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of fire marshal level there. And no, isn't that great when you get, because that's not all students, so you get a lot of community out.
Yep.
As well.
It makes it much better experience for everybody. You hope that you get everybody off their phones for a little bit and experiencing real life, and certainly we got a lot of stuff, a lot of sports having success here, and just get out and support. And that's why I think you do a great job just for NEI. I mean, get out, and you say it all the time. It's a great way to spend $10 and get a great experience to watch high level basketball over the country. And I think I think that's an important part is just getting that experience and courtside and some of the things that you can get fun times right here in Seward.
And especially, I think the GPAC does this. You play double headers, men's and women, don't you?
We do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, out here in the Cascade Conference, they do the same thing. And it's you get there at 5 p.m. You it doesn't wrap up until 9:30. You know,
Yeah.
a Coke is $2, a popcorn is $1.50, or, you know, whatever, depending on the
Yeah.
school. But you can take the whole family. And it's the best entertainment value in America.
You said it. Yeah. You say it all the time. And it's so true. I mean, you can watch any game across the country, and you know, I think that's an important part is the fan interaction and just joining in the fun of the game of basketball.
I really enjoy it. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you taking some time. I'm excited for basketball to start. Very excited. So I can imagine how you are.
You know, it's been a joy, and but yeah, now it's getting close to the beginning of our season, and it's like you know, Christmas. You're getting ready to open those presents. You're just kind of waiting your time. But
there you go.
But no, you just get the juices flowing even more the more you talk about it, and the podcast you're putting on. So I can't wait, and I know I'll be following your stuff and the stuff all across the country with the beginning of the season. So thank you for having me on and promoting our league and the NAI as well, and it certainly should be a fun year.
Oh, it definitely will. We'll talk more throughout the season. I've got your number. I'll ding you. We'll have to talk some G-Pack basketball along the way.
Love to.
That's Coach Ben Limback. He's the head men's basketball coach, Concordia Bulldogs. Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to the show. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Also, please like and subscribe this show wherever you watch or listen to it. It helps a lot. And if you have a question you'd like answered on the show, just send me a note at cascadehoopstalk@gmail.com or just shoot me a DM on Twitter. I hope you enjoyed the show. Enjoy your day. We'll see you next time. Yours truly, Billy D. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAI school, because NAI basketball is the best entertainment value in America.